So example of diffusion, we were discussing in the last session the example of diffusion. So you have two containers filled with approximately equal amount of the water, and we add same type of dye or a color, but we observe that the spreading is faster on the left hand side as compared to that on the right hand side container. The particle moves slower on the right hand side container, where particles are moving faster on the left hand side. Even though we are using the same colors, we are using the same type of material. So what could be a reason for that? Why the distribution is not same? Why the speed of diffusion is not same for both containers? The reason is the temperature. If the temperature it changes, the rate of diffusion also changes. If you have a container at high temperature, the rate of diffusion will be faster, the particle will move faster. They are not at the same temperature, they are at different temperature. That's why you find that the distribution, the spreading is much faster on the left hand side as compared to that of right hand side. So the container which is filled with the liquid on the left hand side might be at 30 degrees centigrade, whereas a container on the right hand side is at 20 degree centigrade. So rate of diffusion not only depends on the mass, it also depends on temperature. Increase in temperature will increase the rate of diffusion. So two things which can lead to different rate of diffusion. One can be a mass, another one is temperature. But why I did not say a mass here? Because I'm using the same substance. Like on the left hand side, I'm using a yellow dye. On the right hand side also, I'm using a yellow dye or yellow color. So same colors I'm using, so they will have the same size and same mass of the particle. But still the different rate of diffusion is due to different temperature of the water or the temperature of the container. So example, if we have a container and we have two gases, one is NH3 ammonia, another one is HCl. The mass of nitrogen is 14, the mass of nitrogen is 14, mass of hydrogen is 1, and mass of chlorine is 35.5. So when we work out the molecular mass for NH3, the gas, so nitrogen is 14 plus hydrogen is 1 into 3, so the total mass will be 17. HCl, when we work out the mass, 1 hydrogen, so mass of hydrogen is 1, and chlorine is 35.5, so 1 plus 35.5, that will be equal to 36.5. So that's a mass for the unit of mass gram per mole, 17 gram per mole. Now my question is, you have four options to select for any one of them, that which point the two gases will combine. Example, point A, B, C is exactly the center of the tube, or D. So the question is, which point or which position the two gases will combine. A, B, C, or D. You can use the option. You can use the chat and any of the option A, B, C, or D. The question is, which position the two gases will combine or will join or collide with each other. C is exactly the center. there is one specific point where the two gases will combine. The right answer, the correct answer for this is D. But what is the reason why D is the right answer? Because NH3 is lighter. As NH3 is lighter, this NH3 will diffuse or move faster. HCl is a heavy gas, so when it is a heavy gas, it will move slower. So NH3 will cover greater distance as it is lighter, and HCl will cover a short distance because it is heavy, or it will move slower. So likely position where the two gases will join, that will be D. Why not C? Because C is exactly the center. If both gases were having the same mass, then they will join or combine at point C. A and B are totally wrong. Why A and B are totally wrong? Because it cannot even, HCl cannot diffuse faster or move faster. That's why the two gases cannot join at point A or B. Is it clear, this example? How we identify what is the likely point where the two gases combine? By comparing their mass and the rate of diffusion. The one which is lighter, that will move faster. As it will move faster, it will cover a greater distance as compared to that of heavy one. Another similar example. Example, you have a container, and this time the two gases, one is carbon dioxide, another one is HCl. Point C is exactly the center. Or point B is exactly the center. The mass of carbon is 12. Mass of oxygen is 16. One oxygen is 16. Mass of hydrogen is 1. And mass of chlorine is 35.5. So what will be the molecular mass of carbon dioxide? Carbon is 12 plus oxygen is 16 multiplied by 2. This is 12, 16 multiplied by 2. That's 32. So the total will be 44. For HCl, hydrogen is 1 plus chlorine is 35.5. So total will be 36.5. So which gas will diffuse faster? The question, first part. So HCl will diffuse faster. HCl. Then which point, which position the two gases will combine? So which position two gases will combine? Example, if B is the center, B is the midpoint. So they cannot join at midpoint. Why they cannot join at midpoint? Because B is exactly at the center, example. So if it is exactly at the center, it cannot join at B. Why it cannot join at B? Because they have different masses. And we know HCl is lighter, so it will diffuse or move faster. And CO2 will move slower. So where they will combine? The likely position they will combine will be A. So lighter gases will diffuse faster as compared to heavy gases. Is it clear? It is not an issue even your answer is wrong, but important thing is your participation, because you learn from your mistake and your concept only develop when you are doing mistake in certain things. You learn from your mistake. So don't bother about right or wrong answer. The thing which is important is your participation. So A is the right answer here. Why A is the right answer? Yeah, even there is not a big difference, but still there is a difference. When there is a difference, they will diffuse at a different rate. When there is a difference in the mass, they will have a different rate of diffusion. So it does not depend on, if it's a greater difference, then greater rate of diffusion difference will be higher. But even it's a small difference in the mass, there will be a difference in the rate of diffusion. Is it clear? HCl is 35 6.8 would be. Yeah, HCl is 36.5, so it means it will move faster. And this is 44, so it will move slower. So where they will combine near the heavy gas. So A is the right answer. Now the next example, I want everyone to solve by themselves and state the answer. We have two gases, like example sulfur dioxide and methane. Example point B is exactly at the center, midpoint. The mass for each gas, I will mass for each element I will mention. Sulfur is 32, oxygen is 16, carbon is 12, and hydrogen is 1. The question is, which position, uh, four parts are there for this. Number one, find the molecular mass of SO2. B part, find molecular mass of CH4. Yeah, the answer, you can mention the answer to everyone here. C part, which gas will diffuse faster, and which position the two gases will combine. You solve these parts and state your answer. State the answer A, B, C, and D. When you're sending the answers, send the answer for A, B, C, and D. Yeah, so the answer for molecular mass of sulfur dioxide, that's right for everyone. Till now, everyone is answering correctly. So sulfur dioxide It's 32 plus 12, 12, 16 into 2. That's 32 to total will be 64. And this will be carbon is 12 plus hydrogen 1 into 4. So that will make total 16. Which the second A and B we got, then which will diffuse faster? The lighter one will diffuse faster. So that will be methane or CH4 will diffuse faster. And which position, because this will move faster and this moves slower. So likely position they join is A. So as most of you answered correctly, so this was the last topic for particulate nature, the chapter 1. Now we will discuss some questions related to this particulate nature. Again, I want everyone to participate. This is not the test. Your answer can be right or wrong, but this time your answer should be private. I will only be able to see your answers. Not everyone can see answers of other. But your participation is important, so I want everyone to participate in this, as I will share some questions related to particulate nature. And the main purpose of this activity is to check your understanding of the topic. So this is exercise related to topic 1, particulate nature. There are some extra questions because in chemistry the things are interrelated. So there are a few extra questions. We will do only questions related to topic which we have already discussed. And everyone should participate in a chat, and your answer will be only visible to me. Others cannot see your answers, as most of them are MCQs, multiple choice questions. The rate of diffusion of two gases, methane, CH4, and ethene, C2H4, are measured using the apparatus. Which gas diffuse faster and why? So what you have studied till now, you have to use your understanding and answer. Everyone should participate. I will write the mass. Mass of carbon is 12 and mass of hydrogen is 1. You can take your time. I will, for your, as a hint, I will remove the one of the wrong answer. So you are left with only 3. So what could be the right answer? A, B, A, C, or D? So I remove 2 of the wrong answers. Now you are left with A and C. So what could be the right answer? Mass of carbon is 12 and mass of hydrogen is 1. So methane, it's written CH4, so carbon is 12, hydrogen is 1 into 4, so that is 16. The total mass of methane, and 12 into 2, 24 plus 4, that's make 28. So the right answer for this one is methane. Why methane? Because the molecules are lighter, so it will move faster. Is it clear to everyone? As most of you answered correctly. So C is the right answer. The diagram shows an experiment to demonstrate diffusion. One side we have a cotton wool which is soaked in HCl, hydrochloric acid. Another side is ammonia. When HCl combined with ammonia, it form a compound what we call ammonium chloride. So when HCl mix with NH3, it form a compound ammonium chloride. Mass of HCl is 36.5 and mass of ammonia is 17. So which statement is correct? What is the right answer for question 2? What is the right answer for question 2? I will remove 2 of the totally wrong answers. So what could be the right answer here? I want everyone to participate. So the right answer is option B. What happened? First, they are both solutions, but these both solutions produce a gas, and why it combine at this point? Because ammonia gas will move faster, whereas HCl will move slower. That's why option B is the right answer. Because if two solutions are, it's not like solutions are moving. The two solutions, the way it produce a gas, and the gas diffuse, and it combine at point B or position B. Question 3. Question 3. The particles of a substance gain energy and changes from regular orderly structure to disordered structure with large distance between the particles. What is this change? A, B, C or D? Boiling, evaporation, melting or sublimation? So the right answer, if you read the question, they mention regular structure. So they're in a regular structure. So which substance is having a regular ordered structure? It means it is a solid. So we have a solid, and it changes to disordered structure with a large distance between the particle. So disordered structure, a disordered structure, it can be a liquid or it can be a gas, because both liquid and gases are not having a regular structure, but they mention with a large distances between the particles. So particles have a large distances between them. So if the particles have large distances between them, what it shows it is a gas. So when a solid directly changes to gas, what we call this turn change, we call that as sublimation. Is it clear to everyone? Moving on to the next question. Question 4. In this question, small crystals of purple potassium manganate KMnO4 and orange crystals of K2Cr2O7, that's called potassium dichromate, were placed at the center. So first we place both crystals at the center, okay, and separate petri dish. This is a petri dish 1 and 2, filled with the agar jelly that is to dissolve. So they are left to stand under same physical condition. Under same physical condition means the temperature remains same. After some time, the color of each substance has spread out. Like the color spread out, you can see KMnO4 and K2Cr2O7. The length of arrow indicate the relative distances traveled by particles of each substance. Which statement is correct? The mass for each is given. This is a mass for KMnO4 and this is a mass for K2Cr2O7. So what could be the right answer for question 4? So look, first when you work out, you can see KMnO4, it moved to a greater distance. Why it moved to a greater distance? Because it is lighter, or it has a mass 158. K2Cr2O7, it is heavy because its mass is 294. So we'll check the statements. Whenever you're solving a question, always check the statement. If you check A, Diffusion is faster in dish 1. That's true. Because the mass of a particle is greater, that is wrong. Because diffusion is faster when the particles are lighter, not heavier. When you check the second option, diffusion is faster in dish 2. That's totally wrong. It is faster in dish 1. Diffusion is slower in dish 1. That's also wrong. And diffusion is slower. Here the diffusion is fast and diffusion is slow. So in dish 2, the diffusion is slower because the mass is greater. That's why the heavy particles will move slower. So D is the right answer. Is it clear to everyone? So the correct answer for this one is D. If you want any question you want me to repeat or you're not able to understand the concept, you can just let me know, so I will repeat that question. Question 8. The reason why I skipped the question in between, because that are not related to topic completely, what we have discussed, the particulate nature. What is the answer for question 8? Read the statement carefully. Particles are moving very slowly from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. In the question, a liquid is being, first thing they mention, moving from higher concentration to lower concentration. So it means it is a diffusion. So A and B cannot be an answer because it is not showing diffusion. It should involve a word diffusion. And they mention it is moving very slowly. So diffusion in liquid is slower as compared to that in gas or air. So what could be the right answer? C is the right answer, because diffusion in liquids is slower than compared to diffusion in gas. The particles, because the particles first they spread out and then they move from a region of higher concentration to lower concentration. Question 9. Which process caused the greatest increase in distance between the particles? Look, when you check, the condensation means a liquid, the gas is changing into liquid. So if gas is changing into liquid, the particles come closer. That's wrong. Freezing means when a liquid is changing into solid. That's also wrong. Melting means a solid is changing into liquid. That can be an answer, but in sublimation, what happened? A solid directly changed to gas. So if a solid directly changed to gas, there will be a greatest increase in the distance in the particle. Like in solid, the particles are very tightly packed. In a gases, the particles are moved far away from each other. So there is a greatest increase or distance between the particle for sublimation. So D is the right answer. Question 10. The diagram shows arrangement of particles in three states of metal. A solid carbon dioxide, which is also called a dry ice, sublimate to gaseous carbon dioxide. What is the right answer? What is the initial state in terms of structure and what is the final state? Initially we have solid and finally we have gas. A carbon dioxide is converting from solid to gas. So when you work out, this is gas, this one is liquid, and here we have solid. So a solid carbon dioxide convert into P, Q and R are representing the states. P is representing a gas, Q is representing a liquid, and R is representing a solid. So instead of writing solid, liquid and gas, they use the term P, Q and R. So initial state was solid, so it was R, and the final state, because it's sublimate, so it is P. So C is the right answer for this question. So these are some questions related to topic. We'll continue this discussion tomorrow as well and do more questions from the particulate nature. Any question related to the class, any doubt, anything? If you have a query, you can go through, ask. Okay, so I'll end the session and share this recording with you.